Okay, so I'm going to give you a little guided tour of the gallery VR experience. What you see here is I'm in VR, just so that's clear. So we're going to get the full experience here. I hope you don't get nauseous from my head movements. It's quite hard, it turns out, to keep your head steady when you're in VR and streaming it. What you're seeing here is the web browser in MetaQuest. It's a normal web browser, but it's in VR. I just wanted to show you that you can also visit the gallery on your laptops and mobile phones and so on. The address is glry.xyz/namad. I'll go into a bit more detail on the whole web thing later on. Now I want to show you the gallery. Here you see the flat screen view, but I'm going to jump straight into VR now, which if you have VR glasses on, you do by pressing the little VR button in the corner. There, here we are. It's been a bit of a journey to finish this VR model. We had quite limited material from Marcia's side. The few images, the photos and videos she managed to get out of Afghanistan. And then ultimately Ferdos made us a core base model of the ground and the buildings, which helped a lot in getting this finished. And then our team have made this sort of like photorealistic attempt at photorealism in the textures and the models and the light and things like that, to make it come alive and then to also make it work in VR, which has its own challenges. What we see here now, I'm just going to jump around a bit and just to point this out. In VR, you typically, if you move around, you typically hop around like this. It's a good way to avoid the nausea that usually comes with moving around in VR experiences. If this VR gallery was in if I physically was in, say, a huge hall or a very large room now, I would have been able to move and walk around in this gallery like I was physically present. But since my office is a lot smaller than Marcia's gallery, I can't actually walk around very much now before I hit a real world wall. But this teleporting ray here is how you typically move around in VR experiences. One of the cool things we have here, we have a video by Marcia talking a bit about the history, giving a little bit of the story. We have an exhibition by Latif Eshrak in here. I'm just going to hop around a bit and show you. Marcia can tell you a lot more about the art we have on display. This little white figurine you see here is not part of the exhibition. That's actually another guest in the gallery. So when you visit the gallery, your presence will be visible to everyone else who's here. I think, yep, there's another person. It will be visible to everyone else, but just as this sort of like subtle little white character, it's how I am doing it in my project, where I think in sort of an art experience, it doesn't make sense to have this sort of like 3D characters running around. So we're having this more subtle experience. In addition to Latif Eshrak's art, we have this, I think they're beautiful sculptures by Ferdos around in the gallery. We have this one here. We have this sculpture here and so on. So I'm just going to move a little bit through here as well. We're here at the entrance area, where you can also learn more about the gallery. Marcia and Ferdos, me, and also Anders, who's been consulting on this project. It's worth to note here that not unlike a physical building, for us to go through and make changes to the walls and things like that takes more work, but it has been built so Marcia and Ferdos can go through and change the art and change the things that decorates the walls quite easily. At the moment, they need me to be in the loop, but I'm really hoping we can take me out of the loop and have sort of an interface where they can change these things. I just want to point out that this person who's here, although he or she is standing completely still, can also see me. At the moment, they can't hear what I'm saying, and I can't hear what they are saying, but hopefully we will add voice support as well. So this is it. If you are not used to VR, there was probably, or if you haven't used VR, virtual reality before, there was probably a lot of new things at once. I just want to introduce you to one more new thing, which is this thing that we are using, the web browser. So I'm just gonna hop out again. Let me see. So I just want to call out that we are using something called WebVR, which means that we are making VR experiences over that can be delivered over web. They're using open standards and a free and open system that makes it possible for us to do this without relying on app stores or third-party platforms that would work as gatekeepers. We can publish whatever we want on our website, and we don't have to pay anyone, or we don't have to have anyone's approval or anything like that, which I think is essential for art experiences. There needs to be room to not have sort of, an American or otherwise corporation acknowledge your work.